When I was making notes for this video, I didn't realize how big of a deal it was until I started reading back through them. And I realized that this might actually be one of the crappiest decisions, I think, that Honda have made in years, making their cars have subscription services. Honda CEO Toshihiro, I think, Toshihiro, I can't remember, Toshihiro Miba has outlined a sweeping strategy to fight back in the global race for electric vehicles. In a speech at Honda's annual business briefing, Miba admitted that the company had fallen behind in the competition but promised a worldwide reboot starting in 2025. Miba's vision for Honda's radical revamp includes new models, better batteries, powerful software with a sort of subscription system, and a transformed driver interface. Honda will also be developing dedicated EV factories and an overhauled production system. Welcome to the channel, everyone. It's great to see you all here again, and if you're new here, remember to subscribe for my daily videos so you can stay up to date on the latest news about electric vehicles. Thank you very much to Alice Nichols, who joined on Patreon, and Bronwyn Baker, who joined as a member on YouTube. I'm incredibly touched that you decided to support the channel, or anybody else who thought about even buying me a coffee. I'm not somebody who has hundreds or thousands of supporters at all, so it really helps me get by, so I can make these videos every day. And I'm really hoping to make enough money from YouTube so that I can just make these videos every day for my job. And I must say that I'm very touched by the generosity. It takes a long time researching to make these videos so that I can deliver the truth that maybe the mainstream media are not giving people. Anybody that joins on Patreon or YouTube memberships, or anybody that buys me a coffee, is able to get in touch with me if they ever have any questions or if they just want to say hi. One of the biggest challenges in the auto industry at the moment is the semiconductor shortage, not to be confused with the chip shortage, which has been causing problems for car manufacturers all over the world. Miba has promised that Honda has secured a new supply of semiconductors, which would be vital for the success of the company's EV strategy. The plan is part of Honda's bigger vision to ditch internal combustion engines by 2040 and sell only full electric and hydrogen fuel cell vehicles by then. The company plans to have production capacity to sell around 2 million EVs and fuel cell cars globally in 2030. And in the meantime, Honda will continue to make its profits from its gasoline and hybrid vehicles and channel the funds straight back into developing EVs and other future technologies. The company's goal is set to generate a 7% return on sales in the near term, and with even more growth expected by 2030. 2025 is set to be a turning point for Honda's EV strategy because Honda plans to launch its in-house dedicated EV platform in North America, so that's a big deal, focusing on mid-size to large EVs. In China, Honda unveiled 4 EV models at the Shanghai Auto Show and said it would phase out gasoline cars by 2027, with the goal of offering only EVs there by 2035. So in China, they are saying they're going to only offer electric cars by 2035. I think one thing that we're seeing is that people in China clearly want EVs, and manufacturers are clearly on to this. Honda's EVs will also be equipped with new automotive operating software developed in-house, which will provide a new user interface for drivers and passengers. Honda has appointed its first global UX officer to make the interior screens and systems within those screens of Honda cars more like smartphones. So this will allow for Honda to offer new software services and applications that can generate revenue over the lifetime of the vehicle. So yes, you heard it right. So what they're saying is they want to make their cars make money even once it's been purchased. And so I'm not sure that this will work, because I just don't think that people will opt into buying a car if they feel that it will cost them money every month. The reason I say this is because I know someone that recently was in this situation, and they had to choose between two electric cars. And also, I don't think people will ever, at least in the next 30 years, like the idea of buying a car for a large amount of money and then continue to be somehow okay with paying a subscription of any kind. But if you think I could be wrong, write it in the comments. What do you think about this? Because I reckon other people will be keen to hear what other people are thinking on this. To power all this software, Honda has also entered a partnership with Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Co., the world's largest microchip maker. So this will help guarantee a steady supply of chips in the mid to long term, avoiding shortages that have crimped the car output across the industry over the last couple of years. So Miba's ambitious plan for Honda's EV strategy demonstrates the company's determination to fight back in the race for electric vehicles, even though it's quite a slow response, I think. With renewed focus on technology and a commitment to long-term value, Honda is well positioned to compete with Chinese automakers and other global players in the rapidly evolving market. I would like to know if anybody has any thoughts on what sorts of things Honda may be thinking to start charging for on a regular basis, because I can't imagine it being things like Google Maps, obviously, or lane assist, etc. So because it's clearly something that they think they can charge a meaningful amount of money for, because if it was something like $5 a month, they probably wouldn't even spend the time thinking about it, I imagine. I hope this video has been interesting, and give it a like if it was. Any questions or input, write it in the comments below. This channel is a bit like a community because of, people often write comments and then other people comment on those comments. And I learn a huge amount from people chipping in, and sometimes people are quite elaborate and they write really, really interesting comments, which is really nice. Remember to subscribe if you are keen to stay updated on the latest electric vehicle news from around the world.